Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Michael Branch. 8 public firms committed $2 billion in XRP strategic treasury reserves. And here's the list right here. But what I want to show you is what is active and what is just announced. So we see Evernorth, $1 billion plus active. Same thing with Hyperscale Data, $10 million active. Gummy, $17 million active. Vivo Power is no longer going to hold XRP. They sold their Ripple shares to South Korean firms last week. But we're still waiting on Nature's Miracle Logistics and Weebus and Trident Digital Tech. But I also believe there's a lot of other treasury companies out there, companies holding XRP and treasuries already, but most likely they're operating under an NDA. We might get those announcements later. And I think we're going to add more companies to this list throughout 2026 as well. But this is just one more piece of the scarcity puzzle, because they're going to lock away this XRP for a long period of time. You could add Flare to that list as well. They plan on locking up 5% of the entire supply. 5 billion XRP. This comes from Reese Merrick. XRP is emerging as the backbone for real-world financial infrastructure. Take a look at the institutional DeFi roadmap below. It lays out exactly how the XRP ledger is evolving into a daily use layer for institutions, with XRP powering settlement, FX, collateral, and on-chain credit. The foundation is set. The next wave is already here. When they announced their DeFi roadmap, what that is telling you is the floodgates are about to open for XRP. It's about to go full parabolic very soon. This is what the institutions were looking for when it comes to the XRP ledger also. That's how close we are now. And I think it's going to happen this year. XRP enters a new yield era as modular lending goes live on Flare. The integration brings modular lending to Flare for the first time, marking a major milestone in the network's XRP-5 vision, transforming XRP from a dormant asset into a productive source of yield, credit, and composable strategy. The XRP community has historically had limited access to sophisticated DeFi strategies, but Flare has already begun to change that by creating the foundations for XRP-Fi, FXRP, staking via Firelight, spot trading via Hyperliquid, yield tokenization through Spectra, and many more use cases. The Morpho and Mystic integration deepens and broadens this vision. So again, Flare is also expanding as well. And what Flare is doing is what every XRP holder always wanted. They wanted to be able to earn from their XRP. I wish we would have had this back in the bear market of 2022. And I know a lot of people, they're still cautious in using Flare right now. Everybody says, I'll start using it when they come up with risk-free options. I think we're going to see that happen in 2026. I think it's going to come with institutional adoption. So if the institutions are opening up risk-free ways for you to earn off of your XRP, Flare will also have risk-free options as well, because they're going to stay competitive. But Flare is another cryptocurrency. I told people they should be loading it up while it's dirt cheap. I'm telling you, Flare is going to hit $1 quicker than people think. And it's still sitting under 2 cents right now. The typical U.S. worker has $955 saved for retirement, report finds. You know what gets me? They always say people don't have any money saved for retirement. But you talk to these people about getting invested into crypto, and they don't want to hear it at all. And most crypto holders have no money for retirement. All their money is tied up in crypto. It's like if somebody said to me, "What do you have in your bank account?" I would just laugh because literally there's practically nothing in there. But if they ask you, "What do you have in crypto?" Well, that's just a different story. But think about it. If you have $955 saved for retirement, why not put that to work for you? Why not put that money into crypto? You would most likely 10x that in a very short period of time if you invest in the right cryptocurrencies. Some people, though, they enter this space and the first thing they chase is meme coins. I know. I was one of those people. But I always talk to people, I see people going week after week, just going out, spending all their money, and then they're broke come Monday morning. They get paid on a Friday and they're broke on Monday. Why not put some money away? I mean, the one thing I always seen with crypto is it always gives you something to look forward to. It gives you hope. It puts you on the path to financial freedom. It puts you on the path to life-changing money. Why don't more people take advantage of this? I think a lot of people woke up to crypto after we got the pro-crypto administration in the White House. But most of those people, they probably put money in, and then as soon as the price dropped, they jumped back out. But if you put your money into something like XRP and then you figure out what XRP is, all of a sudden, you're not looking for the exit door anytime soon. You want to be here with the rise of the new financial system. And now we have Bitcoin Maxi saying this: no evidence of anyone on Earth ever using an XRP token. Take a listen to Craig Wright, who thinks he's Satoshi.
Basically, what they have is a con job, a complete fraud, a flim-flam, where they go out and they exchange XRP tokens for a promise that will never be used.
Are they using the XRP token?
Nope. No evidence of anyone on Earth ever using the XRP token.
Wow. I mean, how could you literally be that dumb? Here is XRP in use on the Ellen Show. Remember this? Ashton Kutcher donating a ton of XRP live on TV? Take a listen.
So, on behalf of Ripple, we'd like to give you $4 million. Now, usually people come out with the big giant check and do the big giant check thing, but we can actually transfer it into Rwandan francs right now, right here. And all we have to do is push this button and it's in your account. Do you want to push it? You want me to push it?
I would like to push it. I'd like to push it real good.
Bingo.
And you've seen how quick that transaction was done. But, when it comes to Bitcoin, everybody wanted adoption for Bitcoin. Everybody thought, well, it's going to get mass adoption all around the world. But it's too slow and it's just way too expensive. But you could move Bitcoin over the XRP ledger just as fast as you can move XRP. But yet, no Bitcoin Maxi wants to swallow their pride and utilize the XRP ledger. they always want to use an alternative. But people have been using XRP for years. You know, they will always try to make you believe that we are holding a coin that is inferior to Bitcoin. This just makes the Tether conspiracy even less conspiracy and more factually correct. Epstein was in business with Lutnick. Lutnick was CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. Epstein has Brock Pierce all throughout his emails. Pierce visited Mindshift conference on the island shortly before founding Tether. Cantor manages Tether's billions in treasuries. Probably nothing, though, right? And you see, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and Jeffrey Epstein were in business together. Epstein files show. But it goes even deeper. Cantor Fitzgerald will manage Tether reserves for their new U.S. stablecoin, USAT. Howard Lutnick stepped down from Cantor to fill the role of Secretary of Commerce. Now his two sons run the company. Bo Hines left his government digital asset role and went to Tether to become CEO of USAT. And you see it right there. You know, I was never a fan of Bitcoin-only Bo Hines, and I was never a fan of Lutnick either. He's another Bitcoin-only guy. So it doesn't surprise me in any way that Lutnick was tied to Epstein. These people are all money-driven. And these are the same people that want the U.S. government to bail out their Bitcoin bags as well. But this whole Epstein thing, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And the ties, they're everywhere. But, you know, these people are never going to pay for their crimes. And that's the worst part of this. Breaking, Coinbase CEO says live on Fox that major banks are actively working behind the scenes to undermine the president's pro-crypto agenda. Take a listen.
Got the Genius Act passed into law, which actually did enable stablecoin rewards to happen. The banks had their own concerns, and we reached a good outcome in the Genius Act. And now the banks really are coming and trying to undermine the president's crypto agenda. I mean, these are the same banks that debanked him and his family, right? And they want to come in and say that Americans should not be able to actually earn more money on their money. They're trying to protect their own profit margins, taking money out of the pockets of hardworking average Americans and putting it into the coffers of these big banks that are hitting record profits. And so our view is that there should be a level playing field where banks and crypto companies can lean into stablecoin legislation as an opportunity. And that includes paying rewards to Americans so that they can earn more money on their money.
Now, I like everything that Brian Armstrong said there. But my thing with Brian Armstrong is he's all Bitcoin only. Deep down, he only cares about Bitcoin. And now we know his ties, Coinbase's ties to Epstein as well. And Coinbase, they were in such a hurry to just get rid of XRP, delist it as quick as they possibly could once the Rippleverse SEC case started. But you know who never delisted XRP? Uphold. Uphold stood with the XRP community all throughout the Rippleverse SEC case. I like what Brian Armstrong is doing, but I think he's only trying to delay the Clarity Act as long as he can, because that Clarity Act does not benefit Bitcoin at all. Trust no one. Delete all emails, text, and phone calls. These big companies will never contact you. So CNBC exec also almost lost his crypto in minutes and was saved by an AI chatbot. Here's how to spot impersonation scams, even when they seem legitimate. So this came from a supposed Coinbase security representative, but they targeted Jason Gerwitz, the vice president of news at CNBC. And that's why this is making some headlines. But he didn't get his crypto stolen. But Coinbase, Ledger, these companies are not going to just call you up on the phone. And they're not going to send you random emails. You always got to verify everything. You got to keep your crypto safe. How are you going to get financial freedom? How are you going to get to where your portfolio looks like phone numbers if you lose your crypto? Never fall for anything that sounds too good to be true as well. Nobody's doubling your XRP bag. The reason I always stress this is because I really do want to get rich with all of you. We can't get rich together if you lose your crypto. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.